All right, so let's go ahead, and I'm going to let you guys introduce yourselves. Jason, go ahead.
Sure. I'm Jason Pant. I'm the CIO for the Andersons.
I'm Brian Smith. I'm the Director of Software Engineering for Riceland Foods.
And I'm Becky Osborne. I'm the Business Solutions Manager at Columbia Grain.
All right, well, thank you guys for joining us. I know in talking to a lot of the folks that are here today, a lot of folks are from the business, and so I think it's always great for the business to hear how technology leadership is thinking within the organizations, and certainly we value all your feedback and partnership at Bushel as well. All right, we're going to start with the first question. I'm going to throw it out to you, Jason, and we'll just kind of popcorn around. What is one of the biggest technology priorities inside your organization right now?
Yeah, for us, I would say it's not one thing. We group together what we call kind of modernizing our core, standardizing and scaling standard functionality where we can. So we have over 13 ERPs, we have multiple portals, multiple websites, multiple analytics environments. All of those have to go in sync as you start to standardize. We want to make sure our systems talk to each other, they're supported, they're able to support the business, and if they're not, you have a lot of friction with providing value to the business because you're constantly firefighting and you're not actually solving problems for our partners.
All right, how about you, Brian?
We are spending a lot of time kind of looking at processes and systems and reviewing things, changing things, streamlining where we can, not necessarily the systems, but the processes, and building new systems and using technology to automate where we can. That's across the board.
All right, how about you, Becky?
Kind of the same things. It's kind of, I always think that we're not very technologically advanced, but everybody seems to have kind of the same technology problems. We figured out our big thing, if you would have asked me this a month ago, is we're looking for a new ERP. But today we've decided to put that on hold because we need to fix our infrastructure. Take our data to the cloud. We need to modernize everything that we're doing before we can even think about making changes to our daily processes. And that just, thought maybe it just died.
All right, I'll start with you on this one, Brian. How has the role of IT changed inside your organization over the last few years?
I think that used to we were the people who provided computers and made sure the systems were up and everybody had access. And now we're asked to act more as a partner to the business to help solve problems, to the businesses realize that we can help them make their lives easier. We've gained trust, and that's really what we're trying to do, is work with the business to solve problems and using technology.
How about you, Becky? Anything that's changed in the last handful of years?
A lot. But the same thing for us, right? We were truly a 3-person service desk. Like, people just called when their password didn't work or their computer didn't turn on, their printer wouldn't print. But we now are trying to find our way to be a solutions for the business. And I mean, my position is brand new because that's what we needed. I always say I'm IT adjacent. I'm not a tech person. I'm a business person, but I'm now in the IT department because they understand that IT is for the business, and they're trying to get the business to understand that we're for the business. We're not just here to tell you how to turn your computer on, what programs you have to use, and limit your access to things. We're here to help you get your work done.
I'm going to ask you a follow-up to that. Coming from the business, now being a liaison and part of the IT team, how do you think that changes your perspective or helps you do your role better?
That's a good question.
Sorry, it wasn't on the list.
It wasn't on the list. You got me up here and you gave me a question off the list. I think that what I bring to the IT department is it is more of, now that I'm there, the business is like, oh, we trust we trust what you did in the business, and now we're going to start trusting you that IT is going to do what we need them to do. And you're going to listen to us. And if we can't speak the same language, we know you're going to be there to interpret it for us. So
Cool.
I do have a little bit of techiness in me. So I also can interpret a little bit of what comes from the other side.
So Jason, knowing that you're new to the industry
Yeah.
in the last few years, how have you just seen it evolve even just since you got here?
Yeah, I think when I joined the Andersons, it'll be 2 years here in July. So came in, the Andersons had really set up IT to be a support organization, keep the lights on, low cost, a lot of short-term decisions to run the business. Coming in, part of my ask of me coming in was to help with strategy and what is the long-term vision for how IT and IS can support the business. So we quickly started to transform. We had no enterprise architecture. We had no roadmaps. We had no strategy built out. So we put a strategy together. We've invested in building out roadmaps, technology roadmaps. We partner with our business. We have dedicated business analysts that sit on our leadership teams in the business, understand what their strategy is. And I often say we want to be a service organization, not a servant organization. We're not there to do what we're told. Go set up a computer, go install this application. We're there to service the business, our shareholders, our customers, which means we need to challenge. We need to provide solutions to problems. We need to have a vision of what we need to be. So as the business grows, we're not playing catch up, which means we need to think broader than the tactical, what do I do today? It's what do I need to do 2-3 years down the road?
Great. Becky, I guess you get to start this one.
Okay.
What is a practical kind of application you're seeing with AI today at Columbia Grain?
We're not big adopters of AI yet.
Okay.
We use it sparingly, which is interesting because our new CIO was all about AI, but when he started learning the business, he was like, maybe we're not ready for that yet. We need to do a lot more data cleansing. We want to make sure that we're not implementing AI with garbage. So for right now, we are working towards AI, but we're not really using AI in any kind of platform except for, asking questions like everyone else does, basically using it as Google. But as far as implementing in the business, we did do one project, and I think that's what really made us realize that we're not quite ready for it yet. We have AI reading all of our marketing emails and sending all of our merchants a summary of what we've received overnight. It goes in, it pulls out all the important information, and it sends a summary of all those emails to every merchant, every originator, so that they don't have to spend time reading every single email. They just get the nuggets out of each one. But what that did teach us, and it's a very useful tool, but what it taught us is that we have a long way to go before we really can jump into AI.
Sure.
So.
How about you, Jason?
Yeah, I like things in threes. So we put a strategy together of learn, govern, grow. So we said we need to take some time and understand how we can use it in our company in the ag. We also wanted to learn how we were already using it because we think we're not using AI. And as we dug in, we found 90 plus tools already in use in our environment. And the first step after that was govern. How do we control that? How do we make sure we're protecting our people, our data, our customers? So we started to govern and lock down systems. And then it was, what are the low-hanging fruit? We're not big enough to go build AI solutions, right? We're not a technology company. So our goal is to leverage our partners. Our partners need to provide AI capabilities for us. My push is it needs to be frictionless, right? I can't have my business teams have to learn 50 different tools and how they work together. So we're figuring out how we connect them together and provide more of a seamless, front end to it. Now we're in the spot of starting to grow. So we're licensing everyone with basic, Microsoft Copilot tools. We're looking at all of our partners to say, where do they have AI that makes sense for us, and how do we train that? So we've built AI enablement. We're rolling out training now. And we've seen our numbers quarter to quarter, 10 times the usage, either users or volume of prompts. We're not doing anything crazy. I've got a couple of business users that are writing Claude code. And when I joined, what's changed? Before IT was, we want to control everything. Everything has to go through us. We're not going to give you access. My strategy is I want a bunch of great business people who know the business that can use technology and drive value within guardrails, right? We got to protect it and make sure they're using the right tools. But once they have the right tools and the right guard rules, go to it. Go figure out. So we've got a couple great use cases of specific solutions built by our business within our platforms.
Awesome. How about at Riceland?
Well, I wish we were where Jason was. We're a couple of steps behind, but we're really doing about the same thing as what the plan is. But we're really in the experiment phase right now. We did the same thing. We looked at what people were using. We found a ton of different things. I don't know if it was quite 90, but we found a lot of people using a lot of different stuff. Now we're having those conversations about what's right for us. We've done some Copilot basic licensing for certain users. And then within my team, we build some custom software, and we're experimenting with some OpenAI credits that we purchased, and kind of building some little chat bots into apps to cut down on traffic that's coming into phone calls for user support and stuff like that. And we're starting to see a little bit of success in our experimentation with that.
Awesome.
But we still have a long way to go.
Yeah, I think everybody would agree that there's a long ways to go. But it's awesome that everyone's kind of dabbling at least in trying to get your feet in the door and then figuring out, like you said, the governance part of that, Jason. Jason, back to you here. Where do you see the biggest opportunities to better connect data and automate workflows across the organization?
It's all over. I mean, there are so many manual processes in our business. With the silos of data across 13 ERPs, no data strategy, so it's hard to automate, right? It's hard to use AI. When I joined, again, the three things I wanted to focus on: cybersecurity, modernizing and standardizing our core platforms, and business partnership. If you can do those three things well, you get out of firefighting and you get into strategic capabilities. Then AI and automation become much easier. If you don't have your house in order there, everything is just a firefight. Every time someone wants to do an automation, am I going to automate to 13 different ERPs? And where do I automate what tool if I don't have a strategy? If the data is reported in 4 different places, how do you make sure it's the same, right? So it becomes very complex. So we're really focusing on, if we get the core right, we can automate. We did do a process optimization effort prior to a lot of our technology. So we have an optimization team looking at how we do everything from procurement to order management to logistics to say, why are we doing it differently, right? Do we have consistent standard processes? That's a great feeder to an IT organization to say, I can automate and I can build something much faster if it's one way, or if I have a clear set of guidelines and rules. If not, it becomes very costly and time consuming to automate anything.
How about you, Brian?
Well, once again, it's similar. We have an opportunity in our finance organization to automate a lot of manual processes that kind of roll up into our monthly closes. So we've been working on that. We've got a sponsor that is a new CFO that came on a couple of years ago that's kind of pushed for this. So we're getting some traction on it. It's something that's needed to be done for a while. And with his push and the business starting to see some results from, I used to spend all this time running these reports, gathering this data, and by the time I got everything gathered, there was no time to even identify any gaps that we may have had. we're seeing some success in manually pulling, automating that data that they used to manually pull and giving them time to actually audit that data before it rolls up to financials and you realize that you missed something after the fact that has to be adjusted next month. That's really one of the areas we're focused on automating and helping the business.
Becky?
I like going last because I can just say ditto. But it is the same. So we are looking at all of our processes, and as we're looking at them, we are going, oh, this would really be an easy little thing to automate for people where they're entering something in 3 different spreadsheets. We can figure out a way to enter it once and automatically feed all the other things. I mean, simple little things like, Microsoft lists and Excel macros even still, which I feel now with AI, everyone's like, who needs macro anymore? But those things that we are very manual data entry in multiple places, people don't even know that they're doing the same data entry because they didn't know someone else was doing the same job. So we're uncovering those kind of things and being able to share and automate those kind of processes across the business is really where we are right now. So.
All right. Well, we have a lot of partners here at the conference, whether we're partners like Bushel, ERP partners, other vendors. We've heard from some of them, Visa growers, StoneX. So what is critical, Brian, I guess this is to you first, what is critical to making a relationship with a technology partner like Bushel or others that are in the room really work for you?
I think it's a relationship, first of all. And obviously, you have to have a partner that you trust, and you need to, you need what they're offering. It's like with our relationship with Bushel. It does things for us that we can't do ourselves. Like, we don't build iPhone apps. We don't have outward-facing websites that we can provide grower data through. So I think it's the trust and, with sitting on the customer advisory board and being able to give y'all feedback and then see that feedback come to fruition through updates to the app, it's also very helpful.
How about you, Becky?
Well, for me, I mean, the partnership with Bushel is what you guys bring to the table is learning about us. I feel like you're always very interested in what we're looking for as a business. You want to know more about our business and the way we do things, because we do have some kind of different little areas of things that we do. And Bushel gives us the opportunity to, yes, have something that is easy for the farmer to view. Our ERP is not a great data source, but Bushel figured out a way to give the farmer what they needed in a much better way than we ever could have done. And the CRM was something we had been struggling with, and Bushel came along and said, hey, we want to try this. Do you want to help us? And I really like that back and forth. It's like not just, here, we're going to give you this. It's, what do you need? And so that, for me, is where Bushel is a great partner for us.
Awesome. What's critical to you, Jason, in technology partners working?
Bold for you to ask on stage without knowing our
I
answers.
have no idea what you're going to say.
No, I think partners goes both ways, right? I think if you're a true partnership, you're going to challenge each other, but always looking for both sides to win, right? It doesn't do me any good if I push you so hard that you can't be successful with Bushel, right? And if you're not pushing us to make sure we're thinking of things broader, because you see the industry where we may see just our business, we both get better. The industry gets better. And I think as long as we're always in it, that we both need to be successful, we both need to partner, we both need to be okay to challenge, then it's a partnership. I always tell a lot of vendors who come in, you're not a partner. The only time you talk to me is at contract time, right? I've had vendors come in and tell me, hey, we're a great partner. And I said, I've been here 2 years and I've never met you, right? That's not a partner. So that's what I value with Bushel. I've met with you probably more than any of my other partners because we both are trying to do something together and change how we both succeed. So that's in my mind what partnership is.
Awesome. All right. We've come to the part where it's the last question of the day. So we're going to take 30 minutes each and answer. No. So the last question, I guess to start with you, Jason, is looking ahead, what is one technology shift agribusiness leaders should be paying attention to? Or you can focus on ones you just know they are and emphasize it.
Yeah, I won't talk about AI. I'm going to talk a little bit more around capability. I think we're heading into that phase where everything doesn't have to go through IT. IT has to be an enabler. And the days of having to have a technical degree to be good at IT is getting easier and easier, right? My kids do everything with YouTube because they can watch a video. AI and these capabilities are going to be the same for a lot of people who dabble in IT, but probably everyone in this room with 15 minutes can sit down and be trained to create a program with AI without touching a keyboard or without writing a line of code. So the days of, a application for everyone, I think it's going to start to become, I can have personalized experience with the capabilities for what my role is, my job, how I need to work, as long as they reside in that enterprise data layer, that enterprise governance. I think we can get more customized. And I came from manufacturing, and years ago there was a big push of, a part of one, right? I can customize my part. I can call Nike and get a pair of shoes made the way I want it. I think technology is going to become that way where I can make it work the way I want to without having to go write code or invest a huge amount of money in big platforms to do that.
All right. What are your thoughts, Brian?
That's a great answer. For us, we have a bunch of older systems that we've made talk to each other. We've got a lot of users that we've enabled kind of self-service data through different platforms. So we're doing a little bit of that. But I think the biggest thing moving forward is we're going to have to replace these legacy systems at some point in time. And preparing for that and then choosing the right system to go to, setting it up correctly, making sure that it has the AI baked into it, that it has the self-service reporting capabilities baked into it to make our users' lives easier and support the business. That's really what I'm focused on moving forward when we make those decisions.
Awesome. It's since you said that, that's one of the things at Bushel with this conference, we've really tried to really put an effort towards bringing in as many partners as we can. Because one of the feedback we've gotten a lot from attendees over the years is, I want to come and network, I want to come and learn, but I also want to come and explore. I want to come here to learn more about what other potential systems I might be looking at. And so hopefully everyone's had a chance to take advantage of talking to the different vendors, and I'm sure everybody that's a vendor is going to be sticking around afterwards too. But hopefully that's been beneficial for you guys as you look to replace systems in the future. Becky, what about you?
I really can't say anything more than what they said. I can't. So I'm just not gonna.
All right.
It was all very good. I can't say anything more to add.
All right. So, all right. Well, in closing, I just want to thank you guys for being up here. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I think Benny and Jake are going to come and officially close down the conference and open up Beer 30.